Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. So I want to talk about the Powder of Hope season right now. So there's a couple of things, couple of good characters, and I think this particular season, there's quite a number of very prominent ones. So first things first, let's talk about this particular one. Fire Graffiti Anastasia. Should you get this particular costume? If you are somebody who needs to decide whether or not you want to buy this because you are looking to buy the other stuff, including the monthly costume selection thing, this one, right, the monthly selective thing, the Tears of Goddess, everything else, then you should skip out on this particular one, right? So I don't really recommend players to get the Fire Graffiti Anastasia. Now this is coming from somebody who has her at +5. Every time there's going to be a Fire, Fiend Hunter, boss whatsoever, you're going to run two teams. Your physical team is going to be Leatrice alongside with Rubia, and then your magic team is going to be Loan and Livia. That's pretty much it. You're almost never going to use her unless you need a third team. Now in that case, then you're one of the few top 2% of the players who are veteran players, and you're looking to tackle those Fiend Hunter and stuff. Sure, you can get her, right? But a lot of free-to-play players, I don't see why you want to get her. Even after getting buffed, I don't think Fire Anastasia is that strong. I feel like she needs a third costume. So if there's anyone that desperately needs third costume, it's going to be Anastasia. Definitely, I do think that she's going to be one of the few ones that I still think needs a little bit of buff, even though they did improve her crit damage a little bit more. Now Anastasia is going to be one of the few characters, I think if you look at both her costume, right? This one gives crit damage for 1 turn. Alright, attack the enemy 5 times, okay, this one is whatever, right? The other one gives crit damage for 1 turn. Attack the enemy 3 times, whatever, right? So basically, the crit damage only work for that particular costume during that particular turn. I guess it's too broken if they allow it to stack both the crit damage. Like if this crit damage lasts for 3 turns, so that you can basically use the crit damage to go in on the other costume, so you still basically get 1000% crit damage, right? That would be nice. I'm not sure if that will make it too broken or not, but ideally right now, one of her issue is not going to be her damage or her stats right here, it's her range. Her range is quite limited. She has this costume, they only hit 2 tiles, right? Compared to Leatrice, which is a 3x3 tile. That's just way better in most cases, right? This particular one at least is a cross tile, but even then it's unless you can basically improve upon this to make it longer in terms of the cross, in most cases I would say skip out on that particular one. One more thing that I want to remind you guys is this Leatrice from the PvP shop, you should definitely consider getting this, right? This one, highly recommend if you haven't already gotten this Leatrice at +5. Yes, the one that you have to pay attention to is Leatrice, not in this case Anastasia or something, right? So that's going to be something to consider. Let's talk about the Powder of Hope then. So right now you can see 4 new characters refresh. We got Little Pumpkin Girl Sonia, we got Young Lady Blade, we got Wind Dancer Vanaka, we got Anti-Dystopia Diana. Now Diana is going to be a costume that you just get 1 or 2 basically, right? I don't think you even need that high. So you just get a +1. Just that's pretty much it. She's going to be a costume that gives you the 500% energy guard, just to be able to protect you from time to time. And in most cases, the other Diana costume is going to be the important one. This one is just there to give you a little bit of extra aura to layer your DPS character to hopefully make sure they don't die. The other Diana costume is going to be the important one, the buffer that gives you property damage, and of course the what's the other thing that she gives? Crit rate as well, right? So I would say that if you already have her at +1, you can probably stop right there, unless you already have the other 3 max, right? So now, in my opinion, once you have her at +1, she's probably going to be the least important one. Now the other 2 that I would say very tough choices is going to be Wind Dancer Vanaka and Young Lady Blade. I would say these 2 are going to be very, very interesting choice as a whole. I would say Young Lady Blade is probably going to be a bit better because she does a little bit of both things, right? Number 1, she acts as a vulnerability debuffer, basically physical, right? And also she can basically, I would say you gotta make sure to max out the potential liberation as well, so that you get the range, right? Or else she's not going to be that strong. But once you get the range, this is Chef's kiss, alright? She's going to be one of the better characters to use in PvE. These 2 characters right here, both Blade and Vanaka, are both really strong, right? They have intense range, but I still think that Blade probably she has a little bit more flexibility, right, in terms of the team building and also like the advantage of using her in a physical team compared to Venaka. She also applies vulnerability, but win vulnerability in this particular case, and she's like a one instance, one hit kind of character. She's still very strong. I think Vanaka is still going to be very, very strong. And right now, in terms of magic win character, we do have Dalvi. And Dalvi and Vanaka, those are the combo that you will run a lot, especially in a win team, right? Definitely. I do think that that's still a very, very strong composition, but it's quite limited to that two team member right now, right? As opposed to Blade, where she's probably way more flexible and she can pair with a lot of characters, right? For example, if you want to go Blade with Sacred Justia, you can. You want to go Blade with Darien, you can as well. So there's quite a lot of characters. You want to go Blade with what's the name? The Fox Lady, the Fat Fox Lady. What's the name again? I forgot the name, but my brain is not working. But there's a lot of characters that pairs really, really well with Blade. Just because she hits four times, you're still able to get the 5 times combo if you're trying to pair with Therese, right? All of the physical characters that hits once, Tyr, I don't know why I can't remember her name. That works pretty well as well. Alright, so the one that gives in single instance, Sylvia as well. Actually just a very, very good compliment. So I highly recommend Blade. If you guys want to pick a priority right here, Blade should be your top priority. Venaka a little bit below, I think. For Sonia, in this particular case, only get her if you already got the other costume. If you don't have this costume, I don't see the point in getting this particular one. It is going to do Nightmare, but it's like, it's whatever, right? In most cases, she is still going to be a little bit competing against, what's the name, Luventia in terms of Dark DPS in that particular case. Now sure, they are a bit different, but based upon the recent, the recent Fiend Hunter, her capability or her usefulness is going to be not going to rotate back for a while. So I would say prepare for, actually if you care about the upcoming, the upcoming Fiend Hunter, the current one, then Venaka is probably going to be better, because Basilisk is water, right? So that means this particular boss, if you care about trying to do this, right? So getting Venaka is perhaps going to help you a little bit more. So I forgot to mention that. So maybe Venaka, if you care about just tackling this this boss and trying to do that combo with Venaka and Dalvi, because the boss actually you are able to get quite a lot of damage. Now you might not be able to hit all the tiles, and that's going to be how it is. But with all of these things, that's just going to be this stuff, right? So in my opinion, rankings of the 4, I would say Blade number 1, Venaka number 2, Sonia number 3, Diana is the least priority. Can get away with 1 copy, if not, that's just going to be what it is, right? So yeah, that's going to be the review for the Powder of Hope for this particular season or particular session. I wouldn't say any of these are like super must pull or high priority, but again, most of them aren't too bad, right? So especially Blade and Venaka, if you can get these two to +5, then you're gonna have a lot of easier time, because their range is very unique. There's not much character that has this particular this particular range. It just covers a lot of area. Gonna make your PvE life a lot easier. So consider getting them if you haven't already, right? So with that being said, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.